Morning hustlers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Candy, one half of Candy and Kelly, but you should know that by now, and we are sharing our journey about how we are frugal living. We've escaped the system, we've bought our dream homestead outright at auction, and now we are trying to build a frugal homestead from scratch. So I'm on the move today. That's a bit different, isn't it? I'm normally sitting there a bit static lately. Today was just a quick video, something a little bit different, something that came to me. Been following on the back of our last few videos, which have been about kind of frugal living, perceptions of that, and today I just wanted to talk about being consciously frugal. And me and Kel just had a chat actually, and she said something that really resonated with me. It was like, one thing that I want to talk to you about is kind of obviously consciously spending and what we do, but being frugal doesn't mean that you're tight. I'm sure all tight people say that, but I've never been known for being tight. You know, we always pay our way, we always make sure that presents are done in time and stuff like that. But I wonder if people do think that people that are really, really frugal are tight, and I'm sure some people are. But it's a little bit different for us because we don't feel that we're being tight at all. If anything, the only people that we're being frugal with is me and Kel, if you know what I mean. Other people don't. They experience different gifts from us, shall we say, but by no means are we tight. But before I want to go into that, I just wanted to show you, I've been pretty busy on the homestead the last few days. We've got a trip to Essex this week. We've got a 30th birthday in the family, so we're heading back down to Essex. And next week, unfortunately, we are travelling again for a funeral. So it's been a very emotional time, and there's been a lot going on in our personal lives, but I still want to continue to check in and speak to you all about what we're doing. We've also been starting some works. I mentioned about the bathroom cupboard. Now, those of you that have been around for the renovation, I just want to show you what we have done with the bathroom cupboard. It was the last bit of the bathroom really, apart from the painting of the doors. So you remember, oh, you can see a little bit of it. No surprise there. Let me show you what it is now. So this was just an old manky stained white cupboard. Now we decided, purely for I guess financial reasons and just for the sake of it, there was no need to rip that cupboard out. So that cupboard does kind of hold the boiler, the smart immersion tank, and we kind of sanded it all down, we cleaned it all up, painted it in that lovely blue, as you can see. Again, I really love it. This really does finish it off. You see it goes with the tiles. It really finishes off the bathroom. And we also removed the old handles and put our own handles on. And as you can see, we've started painting the architraves, but the doors still need to be painted. We've also, on this door frame, started to sand, fill with wood filler, and then that is going to get painted as well. We do need to get some more paint though, but it's just all these little jobs. Hang on, someone's coming for a cameo. You okay, Fizz? You having your breakfast? Yeah? You good girl, aren't you? The girls are still really happy. So yeah, just about being consciously frugal. And I think that's saying quite adequately explains how we're living. We still need to spend money. We've said the whole time, you need money to survive. We're not that silly. Although when we get out on the homestead, we're hoping to supplement our food shopping with stuff that we're growing, and that to some seems like a bit of a pipe dream, I'm sure, but we are going to do it, and we're going to start planning the garden out still. And I'm sure I must be getting on everyone's nerves waiting for this blooming fence to go in. It will be going in the next few weeks hopefully, so I will share all that with you. It's not the back fence, so you can see, so it's not the back fence that goes along there. It's a front fence that goes in the front garden, but not right at the bottom, because obviously we've got a mainish road, Sorry, I'm really sniffly today. We've got a mainish road at the front, but then there's quite a big bit of drive before you get to the front door. So we're having a nice fence that goes across from the front door to the other side of the garden. And you will remember, for those OG followers, our gates that we bought. We got such a such a good deal on gates from the reclamation yard just up the road. So those will be going in as well, and we're sort of building our fence around that. So yeah, being consciously frugal, and the way that we are managing that at the moment, obviously it's quite easy to manage incoming because that's nothing. So that's a big easy tick, especially for me who's not great with numbers. Should I really be saying that considering I manage multi-million-pound budgets? Maybe not. Who needs maths when you've got calculators though, right? So obviously we focus a hell of a lot on our outgoings, and we've made some changes. You know, we've changed some of the direct debits that we've got. We've moved them around for the time of the month, so they're all clumped together as opposed to being sporadic throughout the week and months as well. We have, and I don't know how, we manage our money in a way that works for us. I know lots of people, like relationships and couples and stuff, everyone that we speak to has a different way of managing their money. So for example, some people that we know manage their money where one person pays all the bills and then the other person pays for the food shopping and the kids, or one person pays for the food shopping, the other one and pays for the mortgage, and the other person pays for all the direct debits and the bills and the kids. And some people do it very separate. Some people earn differently to their partners, so you might pay what equals to the amount that you earn worth of the bills. That sounds really complicated, but it's actually not. The way Kel and I have always done it, no matter what job we've been in or who's been earning more at that time, because we've both earned more at different times than each other. We've always just gone 50% each. We've always had a little bit of our own money left, but we've always put in 50% toward the bill. Excuse me, I'm just filming a video, Fizz. I'll be with you momentarily. So the way we're doing it now, obviously, we're together all the time. We're trying to live our life frugally and trying to make the most of what we have. And that's, I know I've said it before, about every bit of money having a job. That's what we're having to do. We are making plans for Christmas. Oh my God, I'm just seeing another cat in the garden. Hang on, we hardly ever see this cat, and there he is. Can you see him? I bet he's just come out from next door trying to sniff around the chickens. Bless him. Sorry, story of my life. Getting into something and then getting distracted by cats. So where was I? Yeah, talking about how you manage your money and stuff like that. So we're already planning for Christmas, starting to get bits that look like we're not scrimping, and that's what I mean when I say we don't want to be tight. Like, we can purchase presents. We've got, like, we don't generally do presents for the adults in our family. Occasionally we do, but like for big birthdays we definitely do, but normal birthdays we don't, and Christmases we don't normally do for the adults. But we've got 9 nieces and nephews, so it does still work out quite expensive for Kel and I, and we budget for that throughout the year. You know, we look on for Groupon or voucher codes, or we see stuff that's in the sale and we purchase. Like, I know it's just beginning of September now. We've pretty much almost done our Christmas shopping, so I probably will do another little video on that in a few weeks about all the Christmas presents that we've been able to get on a budget, really, and how we've done it and how we've worked out the deals and how we've done that. And that's what I was saying, wasn't I? So going back to how we work our money out, we have a money book, and we've had this ever since we got together. We like to write a note. I know some people have like spreadsheets. We prefer to have like a paper book, and we've got so many different books that have followed us around. We've been together for 20 years, remember, so we've had quite a few years together, and we write down all our outgoings. We work out if, you know, everyone gets into a situation where, oh, we can't afford that, let's move around. So it's a bit like robbing Peter to pay Paul some months. We've been there, definitely. And we budget for how we are going to spend that month on everything. So entertainment, clothes, food shopping, whatever we decide that we need. that was the old life. Obviously, we don't have much entertainment here, or we don't go clothes shopping. Well, we haven't done for a while anyway. So I also look after the kitchen. That is my main responsibility. You know, I love my kitchen now. And we do a lot of meal planning. I'll just show you my meal plan for this week, actually. I was actually planning on showing you this, and then I was really upset that I smudged it, but I'm still going to show you because this is real, you know. So there's our meal plan. So we've got our travelling to Essex on there, so we know we don't need to worry about dinner then. And oh, look at that, on Sunday. Yep, it's my birthday. So this week, for example, we've got lasagna, which I actually made yesterday. So that's leftovers. I'm going to do a homemade steak pie. No, I'm not doing that, sorry. I'm changing that. Ignore that, because I'm doing a chicken pie there because we're going shopping on Thursday. I'm going to do some taco mince corn tortillas. We've got some tortellini. So one thing that I'm really enjoying is being able to kind of be experimental in the kitchen, because the mindset is we're not just going shopping and buying what we want for that week. We've got different stores that we're using from. So we'll have stuff in the fridge, we'll have stuff in the freezer, we've got stuff in the prepper pantry, which you've seen. So we're able to think, right, what do we need to use this week, and then we incorporate that into a meal. And like what is going out of date, that needs to be used. What needs to be rotated in the pantry, that needs to be used. And I'm trying my best to come up with different recipes that, you know, you don't want to be eating the same old thing every day. And we definitely don't do that. I mean, everyone has their favourite meals, right? One of our favourites is pesto pasta, but I've purposely left that off this week because I want to try not to have that, because I really want to mix up what we're eating. Because we're going to be starting to eat seasonally, aren't we, eventually? We'll be eating with the seasons, we'll be eating the veg, you know, getting into the winter, we'll be having, you know, the root veg and potatoes and a bit more rib sticker meals. And then in the summer, we'll be eating kind of salads and tomatoes and spring onions and stir fries and that type of thing. And that is something that really interests me as well. And that's going to evolve over time, because that's new for us. I know we've grown before, but we'll be eating a lot of stuff seasonally that we're growing ourselves next year when the homestead gets really into gear. So I'm buzzing for that. But yeah, just being consciously frugal, how much of a change you can make to your life by being that way. I've been there. I've wasted so much money in the past, just literally wasting on probably alcohol. Absolute binge drinker in my youth, you know. Just wasting money, having like overdrafts, credit cards, that type of stuff. And it's you don't need to live like that, and you don't need to go without. I think, again, that's really what I want to say, is being frugal is not being tight as well. And I've said that earlier, and that is so true, because we might have different ideas to other people, and some people luckily might be able to go out and just spend on what they want. But for us, we've got a different life now and a different mindset. And if we do have any money that's disposable, non-existent right now, but we want to purchase things for the homestead. So, you know, we need to get our logs, so that needs to be a priority. We need to get this fence done, that's a priority. We need to figure out a shed at some point. We need to figure out a back fence. So it just makes you think differently. We're in a completely different world. So it was just a quick rambling thought really this week on this video. I know the last few videos have been quite long, where I've really got into meaty subjects, but this was just a little thing about being consciously frugal and how people manage their household. You know, we have inventories, we've got our meal plans, we've got our money book where we write down every month what is going out, how much are we making from like boot sales or eBay or anything, so you can kind of balance that out when that goes in, what's going in the savings pot, what presents, if any, do we need to buy. And we can also, because we've kept these our whole relationship really, we can track back in this book and see how much things have gone up. Right, we need to look at that because that was this much 2 years ago and now it's a ridiculous price. We need to look at another company for that. And it's really interesting, and you can see trends where you're spending more money and actually we don't need to spend that or this. And I'm not talking about a spreadsheet where you itemise every little thing you spend, like you pop in and buy a pack of chewing gums in the shop and that goes on the list. No, I'm literally talking about like your main bills, and food shopping being one of those. And I'm just using that as an example to discuss in a bit more depth really. So yeah, just being consciously frugal. And I think I've chatting to a lot of people in the comments actually. A lot of people are deciding to live like this. I think the world goes in trends, doesn't it? And although there are still a lot of materialistic things out there, and money does make the world go round, most certainly, it seems like, and I don't know if it's just my algorithm picking it up, but it likely is that, but a lot of people just want something different from life, and you can achieve all the good things without spending a lot of money, and I'm a real advocate of that. I've been there, I've spent the money, you get the instant gratification, but the rewards that we're going to get from this homestead, because we're doing a lot of it, well, we're doing 90% of it ourselves. We've had help obviously from family and from the builder. We're here, we're just trying to make a go of this, and the rewards that we're going to get next year when everything is in full swing is just going to be ridiculous, and that is something that we're striving for, and we can't wait. So I just wanted to do a quick check-in. As you saw, it's my birthday. At the end of the week, there will still be a video going out, but on my birthday I think we're going to decide to go to one of the National Trust places that are near here. It's quite cheap entry, and we'll probably take a bit of packed lunch and we'll just go for a bit of a hike round. So again, birthdays are looking a bit different, but what more do you want? The weather looks like it's going to be alright for the rest of the week, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the washing out on the line after this. I'm going to probably pop over and see the neighbour. I've made a few bits, so I'm going to take them in, and yeah, we're just going to crack on with homestead jobs until we're focusing on getting back to Essex at the back end of the week, and we will go from there. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and if you like all these rambling thoughts, I never know where I'm going to go with after these chats, but I do enjoy speaking to you all. Please hit the notification bell, give us a subscribe. We are getting really close to that 1,000 followers. We're over 600 now, which is mind-blowing really. We had no idea that anyone would even want to watch our videos. So we're getting some lovely people that we're meeting through the comments, and people that comment regularly as well. We appreciate you. So thank you so much, hustlers, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.